Okay. Istongon jokayade gaga. So that's two or more people. That's like a group. Okay, a group of people. Okay. Look here. By the way, he's Jay, Stongo. Look here. Guys, we don't have no, I gotta get greetings up there. I gotta get greetings up there. Oh, I didn't even get greetings. That's the right one. No. Go ahead and put the folder again. It should be like forms open. Okay. Give me a second. Right here. I'm using this mouse. Okay, forms of greetings. Istungo. 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 See there? Sounds. Istungo. Without problems. Literal translation is without problems, but they're saying, are you okay? Imungo-sa. Everything the same. You around okay? Istungon athaga. Remember, athaga, the base word is asida. That infinitive verb, asida. Okay? You around okay? And the responses are tungodos. Yes, we are without problems. And everything is the same. When they say imungosa, everything the same, you say imungos. Hear that tone? Imungos. Everything is the same. Year round, okay? Istungon athaga. You say istunges os. Seems to be okay. Seems to be no problems. Okay, here we go into this. The rest. Now this is like in your household. This is in your household. Abalwa dungon aboga. The rest living with no problems. Okay, that's your immediate. And then this is like your community, your church family, your ceremonial family, whatever. You say abaldagi dungon aboga. Abaldagi dungon aboga. The rest living with no problems. Okay, look at the difference between abalwa. One is abalwa, that's your household. Abaldagi is your community.
Community.
Or the community or your ceremonial ground or your church family. We live in a small community where everybody knows each other. You can't make a move without them knowing. So they'll say when they're talking about, and then we also have an Indian community. We have a building there where we meet and we take people places, we take them to the doctors, we give them rides to the grocery store, and we even take them on trips to eat out, to the movies. We have a community like that. 2 or more people is a baldagi. And the one that, and you'll say chinakta. So if you say istungo, they say tungodos. And they'll say abalwa dongo naboga. They'll say chinakta. See? Yes, how about yours? How about yours? So that's how we speak to each other. They can print these off, can't they, Jordan? Yeah, you can print them off. So these things is something, and this is not how a lot of people talks now. They don't speak like this, but that's how I grew up speaking. Okay. And of course, I was speaking, this was my first language. So I'm sure as soon as I could say my first words, that was Mvskoke language. I imagine it was the Mvskoke language, but I remember speaking English too. So how I picked up two languages, speaking English and Mvskoke, is still a mystery to me. It's still a mystery to me. I don't know. And a lot of people ask me, how'd you learn? I don't know. I guess it was just, my husband tells me it was a road of life. It was your life. It was a life that I grew up with. It's a road of life. It was just the way my family was. And my whole family spoke. My whole family. My whole family. So it wasn't just my mom and dad. It was my aunts, my uncles, my great aunts, my great uncles, my grandmother. We all spoke. My cousins, even the community spoke. So there wasn't, I don't know. I guess I was just immersed in it. Okay. Byes. We don't have byes. We don't say bye in Mvskoke. There is no byes. We will say, I will see you. Jihijathis, that's like a promise. Jihijathis. I will see you. I will see you again. Hadam means again. Hadam means again. Jihijathis. Hadam Jihijathis. Here we go now. Jihijathis is one person. I will see everyone. When you're talking to a group, you will say Jihijagathis. Or even a whole family in a living room. Jihijagathis. That's how you tell them, I will see y'all, or you guys, or your family. I will see y'all again. Okay. We will see each other again. That's two people. I'm talking to one person. Hadam tihijiathis. We will see each other again. Look at the difference. Jihijathis, I will see you again. I will see everyone. Jihijagathis. We will. Okay, there's that difference. We will see each other again. Tihijiathis. Tihijiathis. Let's see each other again. Hadam tihijagathis. Let's meet up again. Hadam difachagathis. Okay, difachagathis is the base word. Difachagathis is difachida is to meet up or to accidentally meet up. And like I told you before, I was in a restaurant in Tulsa and met up with a person. I was so surprised to see him in there. And then we went to a native store. And I seen somebody I knew in there that's down toward my hometown. And so that was a surprising meetup. And that's what that difachagathis means, just meeting up. Okay? Just meeting up. Okay, I told you we was gonna move on now. We did some sentences the other day, and just being Friday, we're just gonna have a little bit of just doing little things here and there, okay? I mean, being Thursday. Tomorrow, we're gonna do something a little different. So, and by the way, the community east of us is gonna have a spelling bee. And this is where our people go against each other in a spelling bee. We'll be the ones, the language department will be the ones giving the words out, and they'll have to spell them. And just like an English spelling bee, this is a Mvskoke spelling bee. And we're gonna have a good fellowship. We're gonna have lunch. And everybody will see each other that's in this competition. So it's gonna be Saturday. This is gonna be Saturday. We're gonna have it Saturday, so that's where we'll be. And this language doesn't stop, and we don't either. But with some of us, the language does stop, and that's where we're at now. So that's how come we don't stop. We don't want it to stop. We don't want the language to stop. Okay, this is 5 senses. Okay, 5 senses. Chadoswa is hije dos. This Saturday, yes, it'll be this Saturday at the in Eufaula. They're gonna have that. They got a list out, and they've been studying it, and they're gonna. It's just like an English one. Okay, Chadoswa. Remember, Doswa is eyes. Ja, you can't transfer. Is yours. So you use ja to make it possessive. Chadoswa is hijedos. I see with my eyes. Okay, chadoswa is my eyes. I see is hije dos with. So doswa, just doswa in general is eyes. Okay. Remember, there's no plural. Doswa is eyes. We can't say doswas. Okay. That's how come here I got eyes, but I got doswa. There's no plural in that. Okay. There's no plural. You just say doswa. You can't say doswas. That'd be totally wrong. So you would say doswa for eyes. Oh no. Okay. Chadus one. Okay. That they said, why do we add the N to it? You can say chadoswa is hijedos, but the way we speak, the N is added to it to say my eyes with. Okay, that's another word for with. You add that in, and we're gonna get to all this because I'm gonna teach you some things about how you can, different ways of using the language, and that was one of them that I haven't put up here yet. I think that's a little further down the road, but y'all are getting into intermediate. Okay, if I can pull it up, we got enough time, I will. Doswa is eyes. Chadoswan is hijedos. Is hije means I see. I see. Okay. Chahachko is pohedos. I hear with my ears. Hachko in general is ears. You just say hachko. You can't say hachkos. There's no such word as hachkos. It's hachko. Okay. And naturally that's where environment comes in. Everybody knows you got 2 ears, you know. So they would say hachko. Ispohe. Ispohe. The base word for ispohe is ispohida, to hear with. Okay. But when you add the I, it's just leaving the S off and you possess it. Ispohedos. I hear with my ears. Okay. I taste with my tongue. Dolashwa is tongue. Dolashwa. But when you make it yours, you say jadolashwa. Islashedos. We don't have a word for taste. We don't have a word for taste. It says that you like eating the ice cream, you use your tongue. Islashedos means you lick something with it. And that means we don't have a word for taste. But this is where situation, your tongue taste things. Jadolashwa islashedos. I taste with my tongue. Okay. Yubo. Yubo is nose. Shayubo is famijedos. I smell with my nose. I smell with my nose. Okay. Yubo is nose. Jangi is dos. I touch with my hand. Chilayi is touch. Okay. Chilayida is to touch. It's the infinitive verb. Okay. See, every one of these, just about every one of these words has a base word. Jangi is chilayedos. You can say I work with my hands. Jangi is sadotkedos. So you can say work with my hands. But this is what I want you to learn right here. Doswa is eyes. Hachko is ears. Tongue is tulashwa. Nose is yubo. Touch is jilai. Those are the 5 senses. Any questions so far on any of this?
Mvhayv,
Uh-huh.
how do you say I saw?
Hijayanks. Hijayanks. I saw, because that is a past verb, saw. It's the past tense. Hijayank. Hijayanks. Or hitches. Either way. Fujo hitches. You're saying I saw the duck. Or I saw, that goes back to hijayanks. Fujo hijayanks. Either way, you can use them both ways.
So do the difference between I saw and I see.
I see hijes.
EJS.
I see a duck. Fujo hijes.
EJS.
I saw hijayanks or hijayanks or hitches. Fujo hijayanks. Fujo hitches. I saw. I see hijes.
Baro.
Okay. Any questions? Now remember, what you're really trying to learn is the 5 senses. And remember, there's no dothwas. I hear kids say dothwas. They'll put an S to it. There's no plural. It's just dothwa. Okay, dothwa. And hachko. Because we know we got 2 ears. That's a no-brainer there, so we just say hachko. Dolaswa, tongue. Yubo, nose. Chilayi, touch. Okay? Those are the 5 senses.
What if you lost, Mvhayv, what if you lost an ear in a fight? You only got one.
Ojago, sibigo, jahatko, sibigo. You would still call it hachko.
So let's go.
Yeah, it would still be hachko. Yeah. You say jahachko sibigo, I have no, my ear's gone. And when they met, when a long time ago, way back, when they married in the same family, they cut off one person's ear. Yeah, they would cut off the people that got married. They would cut off their ear to show that they were, they did something wrong. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe to shame them. I have no clue, but they would cut off their ear for that. Hey, did you get that finger? Did you get that finger picture?
Mvhayv, how come in the first sentence we were talking about earlier, and maybe I misunderstood too, that you were saying that adding the N means with, and then how come the other sentences don't have that N added?
Yeah, we don't. Well, you don't have to. There's just different ways, and I'm going to get to this here about different ways of speaking. Okay, there's several ways you can say them, and maybe I ought to put that on there now, Jordan. No, that Eastern Daman, I think it was.
Mado, Mvhayv.
Eastern Daman, Eastern, is the man. Did you get that? I thought I sent that too. Man, I sent a lot of if they went through. I don't know. I didn't see that. Hang on a minute. I thought that.
She found him. He was at the same place he was last time that he passed out. But he was walking, he was standing. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. I really don't.
Be okay though.
Yeah, yeah. She's gonna pick him up and take him to eat. I said,
Okay, it was September 6th.
Is it, like, why are you saying that?
Or who are you? What is your name? Who's your family? Who is your family?
Oh, did you just send it?
I sent it on Tuesday.
It says, who are you? Yeah, it should be on there, but I'll re-upload it. That way we don't have to look for it.
Okay, I got one saying, and I printed up, I wrote some sentences, phrases that shows how many different ways you can say one thing, but it means the same. Okay, so many. One, like, what is your name? I can say it 2 or 3 times, two or three different ways. Where are you? I can say it 2 or 3 different ways, using different words. Okay, and that's one of the things that I thought we need to learn. You know, how many different ways that this language can be used. And see, like in English, you probably can say it maybe one way, but in the Mvskoke language, you can say it in so many different ways. It's amazing, you know, and that's why this was more than just a language for me. It was this is where the passion, and this is where the inquisitiveness came in. This was all these things that I saw, you know, that made me so, like I said, maybe obsession, whatever you want to call it. That's what it was, you know.
Did you have to fingers?
I can do that, just to be playing. Okay, we're just going through different things today, but this is one of them. Can y'all see this? This says, "Este doncha, who are you? Who are you?" And of course, they're going to tell you their name. They're going to say, "I'm so and so." But you can also say, "What is your name?" Nagichihojifkadi. Those mean the same, but look how it's said. Este doncha. Este doncha. Who are you? Nagichihojifkadi. What is your name? If you ask somebody, "Este doncha, who are you?" they're going to tell you your name. The male or female? I don't understand that. Okay. So both of them, they'll do both of them. Oh, cut your ear off, they'll do both. Okay. Instead, don't just say, "Who are you?" But you can also, they're going to tell you your name. They're going to tell you their name when you say "Este doncha." If you ask me, "Este doncha," I would say Becky the West. Also, you can say "Nagichihojifkadi." What is your name? See, same thing. Okay. Who is your family? Chimaboldagi istedawaga. Chimaboldagi istedawaga. Who is your family? But right here, same thing. Same question. Instead, Chimabaldagi. See how this is going, guys? This is in many ways you can say it. This is how it can be said. Okay? What is your clan? Nugget Chimalega. Nugget is what? Chimalega is your clan. D is. It's asking a question. But you can also say, what is your clan? Chimalega Nagidawa. Same thing. What is your clan? Same thing. But look how it's said. So see, and that's okay. If you are a daughter to somebody that has a clan, then you would be the daughter to that clan, okay? Be the daughter to that clan. So this is how we talk. We speak like this. And I thought, and there might be 10 more other ways to say this, but this is what I just wrote down, okay? This is what I typed up. Okay, who is your family? Jimabaldagi Istedawaga. Or who is your family? Isted Jimabaldagi Dua. See? What is your clan? Nagit Jimalegadi. Same thing. What is your clan? But you can say Jimalega Nagidua. See, that's how this language is spoken. And that's why I think sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes I think, you know, because we can, and you know, that's how come home we're at a round table in our office. We'll say, you better record it or write it down because we'll forget how we said it, because we'll say it in a totally different way when we say it again. And we'll be sitting there, what did I say? Because we'll say that we'll talk about a phrase, my coworker will say it, and then I will say it, then another one will say it, and then they'll say, what did we say? Because we say it in a totally different way the second time, because there's different ways of saying it. So
Becky,
right here,
what's the difference between dowa and dos?
dos is, doa is what is.
So
Does that
dowa,
make sense?
dowa is
See right
what?
here?
Say it again.
Doa is what is, and is dos.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, here we go. What is your tribal town? And this is, I'm using our cultural thing, okay? What is your tribal town? Jimadalwa, Nagidawa. Okay, here we go in. What is your tribal town? Is Jimidalwa Nagidawa. Where is your tribal town? Is Jimidalwa Istamedawa. Okay. So there's different ways of speaking, but it means the same thing. So here you go. Where do you live? Istanlegachidua. Istanlegachidua. Where do you live? Here's another one. Istaman Legachidua. Here's another one. Where do you live? Istamaman Legachidua. See? This is how many different ways, and you know what? This is just was the top of my head, but when I'm just speaking, there might be more. This is because I was thinking about it. But when I'm not thinking and just speaking, which we don't think, you know, when we speak to each other, we never think, we just speak. It just rolls off our tongue. So we may say it different ways, but this is what I come up with. Okay. And this is good. Y'all guys, I want y'all to study this and, you know, just think about this language. Look at this. Because I can say, where do you live in English? But I can also say, where are you from? See? And I'm going into those too, guys. Where are you from? Okay. Where have you been? And this is like traveling. Have you been in the out of country? You have been anywhere, okay? It's saying, where have you been? Istan asit chididua. Istan asit chididua. Where have you been? Where have you been again? Istaman asit chididua. Where have you been? Here's another one. Istamaman asit chididua. Where have you been? Like I said, there might be more. But this is different ways of speaking, guys. This means, but they only mean that one phrase. So, where have you been? Istan asit chididua. Where have you been? Istaban asit chididua. Where have you been? Istamaman asit chididua. And what I want y'all to do is look at these phrases. I want y'all to look at these phrases. I want y'all to look at the beginning, okay? Okay? And we went over this Istan, Istaman, and all this before. We went through these little who, what, where, and everything, okay? And I used those. But look how many ways it was said. And that's what that one question was really good. You know, why, why is this and why is that? It can be said so many different ways. And we're just going to go back. Yes, ma'am.
What about Istaman Athitseja?
Yeah, it's the man off the chair. Where was you at? That's past, but where was you at? You know, that one too. See there? There's another one. And see, like I said, these just come from, but when we're just speaking, we probably can say it more ways than this, but this was just on the top of my head. I was trying to think when I was gonna put this on for teach this. And I wasn't really gonna do this today, but when she asked that question, I was gonna show you. Look at all these ways, guys. And you know, that's what made me go into language and get, I think it interested me because remember I told you, it was more than a language to me. It was like, you know, and I started studying this. You know, I started studying this. And boy, when she said very high intelligence, I'm gonna tell you something. Our people were intelligent people. Y'all can't, you know, and that's what I tell my students, and I'm gonna tell y'all the same thing. Our people, you know, looked at us. The Europeans looked at us as less than man. But do you know what? They took so much from us, like dehydration. I see that at Walmart shelves. You just have to rehydrate. We invented that. We invented the pain medication. They still use the plants that goes in our pharmaceuticals. They just perfected it. Our people were predicting weather before a meteorologist was ever around by nature. They knew how to make fertilizer before the Europeans ever knew there was one. They didn't know how to grow. Our intelligence was so high that in the Mvskoke mound, the dimension of it, and I think I told this before, is so perfect. How did they do that without modern technology? Now we would have to use, you know, even for me to put a curtain up, I use a yardstick. I use a pattern to sew. My mom just ripped the material. She says, this is the sleeves, this is the collar, this is this, and ripped them. And when it came out, it was what it's supposed to be. I can't do that. I got to use a pattern. I have to lay the pattern on the table and cut it out. She didn't have to. She would take her material, rip it. She says, here's the sleeve, set it aside. Here's the cuff, set it aside. Because she made my uncle native shirts, ribbon shirts. And she said, here's the this, here's that. She cut them all out. And when it was done, it was a shirt. I can't do that. Or okay, it says, are green and yellow the same word? They mostly use plants instead of medicine. I admire that. Yeah. You know, we had to. We didn't have doctors that we see today. We had doctors that used plants and herbs the natural way. There we go again, back to nature. And green and yellow are the same word, but that's where situation and environment came in. When you say bahilanidos, the grass is green. In the spring, it was naturally be green, wouldn't it? This was situation environment. But right now, like in my yard, if I said bahilanidos, I would mean my grass is brown and yellow, dead, okay? Because the sun's, you know, the weather, we haven't had no rain really, and where the sun was so hot. So see, that's where situation environment came up. That's the only way I learned green and yellow, okay? But it is the same word, and that's where situation environment distinguish that meaning, okay? Distinguish that meaning. So that's how, and see, when you go deeper, okay, as we go deeper in this language, and I'm hoping that y'all get interested in this language just like I did, and have these in questions and trying to figure out, okay, why did they say this? Why did they do this? How did they find this out? Like the plants. How did they find that this plant heals certain things? And then my only was, okay, we just didn't look at this plant and say, oh, I think that'll cure this. We couldn't guess. I always think that we were created by our Creator naturally to know these things. It was instilled in us at the beginning of time and at creation. Okay? And so see, like these words here. Lonnie, we just didn't say, oh, Lonnie sounds like a pretty word. We'll just do that for yellow and green. We knew it was instilled in our tongues. And every one of you guys, it's there. Y'all gotta wake it up. It's like a dead nerve in your tongue. It's there. It's naturally in your tongue. You have to wake it up. Wake it up. And once it's woke up, it's gonna start coming, guys. But you gotta wake up that nerve. That you gotta wake up that natural that was put into your tongue. Okay. And you know, in the English way, my grandma used to say, when I was speaking English to her, which I was playing with her, she'd say, that's not your tongue. She was telling me English is not my tongue. She was telling me English is not my language. She said, Mvskoke is your tongue. You got that Mvskoke tongue. You got to wake it up, put it back in there. And it'll come natural because we were created to speak this language. Okay. Okay. Intuition. It said the language app you put on really helps. Also, I went to herbal school. Oh, wow. To have many knowing about plants, but intuition is the best teacher of herbs and gardening, or the Creator. Exactly. Like I said, my mom was always teaching. We go drive around the country and she would tell me herbs and plants. She said that was good for this. This was good for that. This is good for this. And, and now my husband and me, we talk about, especially when me and him are just driving around. He'll say, your mom used to say this and this, and you use this for this. He said, she was teaching us. She was leaving something with us. She said at the time we didn't know. She said we thought she was going to be around forever, but she was leaving something with us. And I said, I know. You know, and I said, you know, sometimes I think we should have paid attention more. And that's the lesson that I want to tell you. Pay attention, guys, to like your elders, what they tell you. Because it may not mean much but that at that time, but as the years go on, you'll find out that it was something vital and they were leaving something, a part of them with you. So this is what Jimabal Doggy is your family. See, in many ways that you could do this. And so I just thought, you know, when that question was asked, I'd do that. Okay. But here's something that hardly people ever knows, and I'm going to share this with you. A lot of people does know it, but a lot of people doesn't. Finger names. We have names for our fingers. Okay. Ingi Dabixi or Ingi Ofa. This is your palm. Ingi Dabixi or Ingi Ofa. Ingofa, that's what they call it, Ingofa, your palm. Your thumb is Ingi Ichki. That means the mother of your hand. Ingi is hand, Ichki is mother. Remember? Go back to your papers. Ingi is hand, Ichki is mother. The thumb is the mother of your hand. Okay? Pointer finger. Ismilga. Ismilga. Middle finger. Ingi Nathkapuitha. Ingi Nathkapuitha. That means that stands in the middle of your hand. And you know, we have a natural, my husband has a natural way of pointing with his middle finger at objects. You know, like if he's pointing at the paper or pointing at a word on the paper, he uses his middle finger. Well, that trait carried on, and that's his family. I think it was in the blood. My grandkids do too. Our grandkids, they point with their middle finger. Well, you know, he got teased at school. He got teased at school. This middle finger was a Nathkapuitha to us, and the Europeans changed it. And I said, well, that's natural for him. He points at words and he points at things using his middle finger. You know, he got in trouble at school for it. I said, he doesn't know what it means. What does it mean to you? What it means to you doesn't mean to him, because he just uses that as a natural thing. And I said, my husband does too. And they all do. Every one of my grandkids, they use it. Okay. Ring finger. Hujifka Sigo. Means no name. Hujifka Sigo. Hojivka means name. Sigo means there's not any. No name. Hojivka Sigo. Hojivka Sigo. And that's what we use that finger to do our medicines during ceremonies. One with no name. Pinky. Ingi Ichkoji. Ingi is hand. Ichkoji means the ant. Okay, look here. Ingi Ichki, mother of the hand. Ingi Ichkoji, ant of the hand. Okay, ant of the hand. Hojivka Sigo. Nathkapuitha. Ismilga. Any questions on that? This is just something that I wanted to add to y'all. This is something that, you know, this is just a FYI.
Becky,
Uh-huh.
Growing up, the little finger, we always called it Ijuswudzi instead of Ichsquidgy.
Really? And see,
Uh-huh.
I never heard that, I never heard that.
Ijuswudzi.
So it just, it could be wherever the area was, everybody had different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all, in our family, we called it Ingi Ichkuji. And what did you say?
Ijuswudzi.
Ijushwadi? I'm gonna write that down. Ijushwadi.
What does that mean, Marie?
I think it means little sister.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna write that down.
Mvhayv, this is a little off the subject, but can you tell time the old traditional way?
Tell time,
Time, the traditional way. My
like
father
Fachalegi, like Hashi Alega, like the sun's coming up, like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah, I got a paper on that. I got a paper on that too, and I do teach that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and we'll get to those things,
Okay.
Yeah, I got directions. I got the old way of saying directions. I got the like Fachalegi, Hashialego shot, Hashiwakat. I got all that. Fachalegi, Hadhetki Naskaba, middle of the morning, Hayayagi. I got all that, and I'll share that with y'all. I will share it. Okay, look here. Yes and no. Do you have a coat, Gaba or Ditskidua? And the response could be monks, Anjutkitos. It got too small on me. It's gotten too small on me. Or you could say, Nishayaks. Yes, I bought one. See? This is just phrases and responses, okay? Gaba is coat. Odzitska, Odzitskidua. Do you have? And you can say monks. No, it's gotten too small. Anjutkitos. Response, Nishayaks. Yes, I bought one. Gadabugada. Gadabugada. How about a hat? Response, monks. Somijay jinx. Somijay jumps. I lost it. Ojados. Yes, I have one. See, these are just responses. This is just something that I thought would, it's getting to be wintertime. Softika. Adihit chidoa. That's supposed to be, are you wearing boots? Sotika, oh no. Sotika adihit chidoa. There goes that tone. See? Sotika adihit chidoa. Do you wear boots? Monks? Ujagaduis. I don't have any. Ojados. Yes, I have some. Okay, this is something that I'm going to have to explain. Totka digit chidoa. Do you have a wood stove? That's the translation for this. When somebody says Totka digit chidoa, they mean do you have a wood stove? Do you have like a stove that you heat with? But literal is, do you start a fire? This is actually, do you start a fire? But the way we speak, we're saying, do you use a wood stove? See how this is going, guys? See how this situation environment changes the meaning. So if I said, Gashapitos, it's getting cold, and somebody would say, they meant, do you have a wood stove? Okay, do you warm with wood stove? This is how they would say it, and this is where situation environment would come. Situation environment. But literal is meaning, do you start a fire? But the way we speak, is how that's said. Okay. And it says, monks, ajumigodos. No, I'm not able. Ajumigo means I'm not able. Okay, able. I'm not able. But then either what they doies. I cut wood. See, I cut, and me and my husband, we use a wood stove. If we have to, we'll use the central heat when it's really, really, really cold. And of course, I got the grandkids there, so we keep the rooms warm. But if we if we light the wood stove, it'll warm the whole house. And before my grandkids moved back, they were dressed all the time. You had to wear socks, shoes, sweat, something warm. They come back to my house and they run around. The two little ones run around in their underwear. My little grandson, he's 6, so he in the wintertime, he does not wear shoes and in the house. And he runs around in his little underwear and his little boxer shorts. My little granddaughter, she's the same way. She'll run around in her little underwear and a little t-shirt. But where they used to live, that house was so cold, that they couldn't do that. But at our house, they can. And, they love that wood stove. But, the little boy I had to teach when they first come back, hey, ye, it's hot. Hot. Don't touch it. Chilaigo. Okay, Chilaigo. Ajumigo. Ajumi. Ajungi means climb. Ajumigo means not able. And it kind of sounds the same. That's where tones come in. Ajungi. Okay, ajumigo. Okay, here we go. Shihodosha, did you get tired? Or are you tired? Response, monks, amistungodos. I'm okay, I'm all right. Amish means I am. Dungodos means okay or I'm all right. Nita Japkidoes. It was a long day. You say Say. Okay, this is just saying that was the day long. Nita Japkideha. Okay, this is where Tom's gonna come in. Japkahani does. Yes, it sure was a long day. See. Iyafkahanat kitliskon hagiben yafakes. Iyafkahanat kitliskon yafakes. That means I didn't know if it was ever gonna get to evening, but it got evening. Yafkahana di gitliskon iyafakes. Or you could say Yafkahana di gitliskon hagiben yafakes. You can say all that, and this is how we spoke. And that's saying we didn't know whether there was an evening around, but it got there. It got evening. It got 12. We didn't even know if there was an evening, and the evening came. See. So that's how we spoke. And a lot of things we we kind of exaggerated them and put the tones in there to say like, gosh, I didn't know this day was ever going to end. I didn't know this day was going to end. And we would say, we didn't know whether the day was going to end. We'd say, Nicht das ist vorgehangen, die geht dies vor Hagiben, this book is. I'll write all these stuff down. We used to say a lot of those. It was just a, um, so, you know, that's how we spoke. And the tones made a difference in all these. Bakshi, we're gonna go back over some of these. And I want y'all to say them. If I can just get y'all one at a time to say them, even if it's gonna take all hour on one of these, going back to the 5 senses, we're gonna do it. Okay? Because it's vocal. This language is vocal. The only way you're gonna learn language is to say it. So I'm gonna try that tomorrow and see where we get. So it's a I want to see how you're coming along and as far as pronouncing and stuff like that. And we might start back, you know, I'll probably get y'all to say the alphabet and sounds. I hate calling them alphabet, I call them sounds, but you know, that's the Hitki way is alphabet. So any questions so far? We got about 6 minutes. Y'all got any questions?
I do, Mvhayv, and maybe it's just because I'm a musician, singer, dancer. Is there a chance we could ever sing? I know that sounds silly, but I certainly love. I loved the singing.
Hey,
that's my favorite.
Let me ask one question, and we got 6 minutes. Hang on. I'm gonna have 2 of my coworkers. One is my manager. Oh, she's got a beautiful voice, and the other one is our secretary, and she has 2. So they just granted me a wish. Your wish. They're gonna sing for you.
We had trouble, Mvhayv,
Uh-huh.
in Rosemary's class. We had trouble singing because some of us have a slower time, you know, on our response time is slower than, you know, so we can't stay with, I can't stay with you if you're singing. I'll be like an echo.
That's okay. Just, you know, that's all right. Okay.
Jay, Judy Montel, Jahojipkaros. We'd like to sing, this is Mona Lowe also. Hello. We don't know if you can see us because we can't see any of you, but that's okay. We want to sing this song that talks about, it's an encouragement hymn, talking about beginning early in the morning, continue to pray through the evening. And it talks about the ministers, don't be weary, don't be troubled, let us go on. So we want to sing a couple of verses. We don't, you know, like to do this to be showcased, but we sing to the Creator from our heart to praise Him and to honor Him for all of the things that He does for each of us. So if any of you know it, you're welcome to sing along. Do you want to start? Arhayat Meko Sabe Mongen O Yavgazis Arhayat Meko Sabe Mongen O Yavgazis Niko sabe mongen o yakati hayakena lenchin niko sabe mongen o yakati niko sabe
Oh, y'all hear that? But oh, girls, ladies. Uh-huh.
Mvhayv, tell
Uh-huh.
Coco he said hello.
Huh?
Tell Coco Kalani said hello.
Kalani. She said hi. Moxie, Gmail. Okay.
I always carry the hymn book with me, Mvhayv, wherever I go.
I
don't
have one
them
in mine.
memorized.
So do I. Me and my husband, we carry it in his truck and my truck, and we always have it.
I love it. Thank you so much, Mado. That
You are
was
welcome.
a real
And,
blessing.
It is, and you know, that's the thing right here. This office, we're like a team, and so I just had to walk in there and say, can y'all sing? And they said, oh yeah, we'll sing. No hesitation, no hesitation. They just said we will. So see, this is how that language means a lot to them too. Trying to save these hymns, trying to save the language. So it's something that, do they teach sound in the kids? I don't know. Language classes, I don't know if they do, because that I don't in Head Start. So I haven't done it yet. Excuse me a minute. So see, this is how we do things, okay? This is how it is in here. So I'm really blessed to be working in here. It's called Hayat Ginalet. Yes, that's right, it is. Alas, no book, I'm in settle. So maybe once in a while, if they'll do it, we will have that. We'll share that with you. They'll give us that, honor. All right. Aziskitka, Sun Measurer, Hamgat, Mianibiga, Boxing, Chihitagatis, Mano, Jagazagesti.
Yeah, Baksha Jihadis.
Oh, I know.
Mado, Mvhayv.
Mado.
Oh, no.
Aha.
And
Mado.